Mara is a wild land where nature's beauty and danger collide. Leopards hunt with precision, baboons face predators, and flocks of red qualayas fill the sky, while falcons wait to strike. Life and death are always a breath apart. When the sun rises, the struggle for survival in Maasai Mara. In the heart of Maasai Mara, where life and death collide, nature stirs as the first light of dawn gently spreads across the vast grasslands. The dew-drenched blades of grass glisten under the rising sun, creating an almost serene atmosphere. Yet, beneath this tranquility, the relentless cycle of life and death continues. Perched on a high cliff, today marks the moment when the lion pride sets out for the hunt. The growl of empty stomachs fills the air, the lions having gone without food for 2 days, and the cubs are hungry and need nourishment to grow. As the sun climbs higher, the most skilled hunter of the pride, a lioness known for her prowess, begins to scent the wind for signs of prey. Zebras are too far off, moving in large herds, and the buffalo are too formidable a foe. But then, a promising sight appears in the distance, a group of boars. Instantly, the pride sharpens their focus, their golden eyes fixed on the prey. Boars may be swift and formidable, their tusks sharp enough to inflict serious injury if not handled carefully. But this is the best chance to secure a meal for the pride. The male lion cedes leadership of the hunt to 3 lionesses, for it is the females who are the true hunters, renowned for their agility and ability to work together. As twilight descended over Maasai Mara, the roar of the lions echoed through the wind, signaling a potential triumph for the predators. Yet, hidden in the safety of the cave, the young boars remain alive, preparing for the challenges of another day in this harsh land where survival is never guaranteed. The sun barely rises over the plains of Maasai Mara, casting a soft yellow glow that spreads across the Mara River, where wildlife begins to stir. The chirping of birds in the trees along the river blends with the rhythmic flapping of ibis wings, soaring in search of their morning meal. In the distance, a herd of buffalo drinks from the river's edge, constantly alert to the shadows beneath the water. Beneath the surface, the unseen power of Maasai Mara's hippos. Beneath the surface of the river, a group of hippos floats, their massive bodies resembling giant rocks rising from the murky water. They release powerful gusts of steam as they exhale, and their tiny ears twitch, warding off the swarms of insects. Despite their seemingly calm demeanor, this outward appearance hides a much fiercer reality. Hippos are the formidable rulers of the Mara River and its surrounding territory, and they never welcome intruders. As the first light of day breaks, a young male hippopotamus emerges from upriver. He has just left his former herd after losing a battle, now weary and hungry, but filled with determination to find new opportunities. Slowly, he swims toward the existing herd, his eyes peering above the water as he surveys them. At the heart of the group rests a colossal alpha male, weighing more than 2 tons. He lies in the water, eyes partially open, keeping a watchful gaze on the females and calves nearby. Little does he know, a challenger is nearing his domain. On the opposite bank, a group of zebras crosses the river, their hooves splashing loudly, disturbing the quiet of the waters. Beneath the surface, a massive Nile crocodile, over 5 meters long, lies in wait, cold eyes fixed on the zebra herd. Yet, the crocodile dares not make a move, for the hippo's presence is dominant. These powerful creatures protect their territory with relentless authority. Suddenly, a deep sound pierces the morning silence, signaling the beginning of a confrontation. The alpha male charges toward the challenger, creating a surge of waves that ripple through the water. The battle begins. With a mighty roar, the leader of the herd asserts his dominance, declaring his supremacy over the river. Weighing between 1.5 and 3 tons, the hippo is the third largest land mammal, surpassed only by elephants and rhinos. Despite their heavy appearance, hippos are found capable of running 30 to 40 kilometers per hour on land. However, it is in the water that they truly excel, walking along the riverbed with surprising agility. Hippos can stay submerged for 5 to 7 minutes, thanks to their ability to close their nostrils and ears automatically when they dive. This adaptation allows them to thrive in an environment that's both terrestrial and aquatic. Aside from their swimming prowess, hippos have thick skin that, though tough, is susceptible to damage unless kept moist. To protect themselves, they secrete a reddish slime, often seen coating their bodies. The hippo's massive mouth can open up to 150 degrees, with tusks reaching up to 15 centimeters in length. These tusks are not only used in combat, but also serve as symbols of power within the herd. Hippos live in groups, typically consisting of 10 to 30 individuals, led by a dominant alpha male. To gain control of the herd, other males must engage in fierce battles, using their sharp tusks and immense strength to deliver dangerous bites. Although they are herbivores, consuming around 40 kilos of grass each night, hippos are known for their aggressive and territorial nature, making them one of Africa's most dangerous animals. They have been known to attack crocodiles, lions, and even humans if they feel threatened. Hippos play a crucial ecological role by maintaining the balance of the Mara River. Their waste provides essential nutrients to aquatic life, supporting everything from tiny microorganisms to larger fish species and the broader ecosystem. However, these majestic creatures face numerous threats, including habitat loss, human conflicts, and poaching, with their canine teeth being sought after as an ivory substitute. The rain has just stopped, leaving Maasai Mara vibrant and refreshed. The sunlight gleams on the wet landscape, droplets of water shimmering on the grass like pearls. The fields are lush with new green growth, and both zebras and gazelles venture out to graze, enjoying the gifts of nature after the rain. Baboons, leopards, and wild dogs. The battle for survival in the Mara. In the distance, the Mara River flows swiftly, carrying dark red sediment and the remnants of last night's rainfall. A noisy troop of baboons began to emerge from the forest. This group, nearly 50 strong, is led by a large male with dark gray fur, a fierce expression, and cold eyes. They charged into the fields like sweepers. The females searched the ground for insects and ripe fruits that had fallen after the rain, while the babies clung to their mothers' backs. The monkeys not only made a lot of noise, but also irritated each other, causing nearby zebras and antelopes to startle and jump back in surprise, always vigilant for what might happen next. The figures of the baboons slowly appeared on the horizon. The nearly 50-member troop made its way out of the forest, scanning the area with their eyes as though checking for any potential threats. At the front of the troop was a massive male, his dark gray fur thick and his jaw powerful. He stretched his legs briefly, surveying the field as if confirming that this territory was now theirs. The young monkeys climbed onto their mothers' backs, clutching the thick fur as the females moved in unison. The troop, crowded and noisy, filled the air with howls and calls that shattered the morning calm. The recent rain had turned the fields into a bountiful feast. Ripe fruits had fallen to the ground, insects had been blown from their nests, and ma'amiels slowly crawled across the wet earth. The baboons eagerly gathered the bounty. The females dug through the grass, picking large snails and cracking them open with stones. Young males climbed tall trees to collect any remaining bunches of sweet snails, tossing them to each other while laughing. However, the lively atmosphere shifted when a female leopard suddenly appeared from an old acacia nearby. Her cold, yellow eyes locked onto the group of monkeys, focusing on the small babies clinging to their mothers as perfect prey. Leopards, the stealthiest and most patient predators in the Maasai Mara, rely on their speed and cunning to catch their prey. But as soon as she emerged, the situation changed. The alpha male noticed the predator. His loud cry instantly warned the entire troop. Without hesitation, the baboons followed their instincts, not fleeing, but surrounding the leopard. In a desperate attempt, the leopard leapt high and climbed a tree branch to escape the encirclement. From her perch, panting heavily, she watched the monkeys, who growled threateningly. After a while, the baboons began to retreat, leaving the leopard slightly wounded and humiliated. Later in the afternoon, a group of baboons scattered across the Maasai Mara grasslands in search of food. The females dug in the ground, looking for insects and roots, while the large males kept watch from a distance. The sounds of young monkeys squealing filled the air as they jumped on their mothers' backs or chased each other through small mounds. However, the baboons did not realize that they had wandered into the territory of a pack of African wild dogs. Emerging from the bushes, a pack of about 12 wild dogs, led by a large male, appeared. With cold eyes and tense bodies, they watched the monkeys. As they got within a few dozen meters, the leader of the pack gave the signal. The wild dogs surged forward, their howls echoing across the field, announcing a fierce chase. A young monkey's cry pierced the air as a wild dog seized it, and in an instant, the life of the little monkey was claimed by the predator's sharp teeth. Realizing the danger, the baboons began to retreat, growling warnings, but gradually moving toward the distant mountains, territory they knew to be safe. The victorious howls of the wild dogs echoed in the background as the monkeys silently advanced, seeking shelter along the cliffs. At the top of the mountain, the leader of the baboons gazed into the distance where the bloody confrontation had just unfolded. In the Maasai Mara, every step is fraught with potential peril. No creature is truly safe. Boundaries are meant to be crossed, and in this wild land, both predator and prey must face consequences for any mistakes. Life and death are intertwined in this place, where the slightest breeze through the grass or the faintest wind seems to carry the weight of a fragile sigh. Life in the wild. Luna, the leopard's triumphs and trials in Maasai Mara. As the sun rose gently from the horizon, a soft, pale yellow light bathed the Maasai Mara, still damp from the previous night's rain. A thin mist hovered above the fields like a light veil, shrouding the endless expanse of green. The acacia bushes, drenched with water, reflected the sun's rays, making their leaves shimmer as though coated in silver. In the distance, the Mara River wound its way through the grasslands. Small rivulets of rainwater joined the mainstream, creating glimmering swirls in the early sunlight. Amid the silence of the morning, a sudden disturbance broke the stillness. A gust of wind swept through, rustling the low trees nearby. Then, like an explosion from the ground, a flock of small red birds took flight. Hundreds of thousands of birds soared into the sky, their wings flapping in unison, forming a living cloud. From afar, the flock resembled a shifting wave, sometimes flowing gently, sometimes twisting in chaotic spirals. Their light brown wings glinted in the sunlight, reflecting the silver rays and turning the Maasai Mara sky into a vibrant canvas. The birds moved rapidly, descending on a meadow where fresh grass seeds from the rain had scattered across the earth. They landed in mass, covering a large area like a brown carpet. The sound of their chirping mingled with the gentle wind, creating a soft, natural harmony. The little birds hopped around the grass, some rising into the air, only to land again nearby. As the birds chirped and hopped about, unaware of the predator watching them, an African falcon remained perfectly still on an acacia branch not far away. Its cold eyes locked onto the flock, observing every slight movement. The falcon did not rush, but remained motionless, its patience a powerful tool. Its quiet, menacing presence made the birds uneasy. A sense of danger spread through the flock, and their calls grew more frantic, signaling a collective warning. Suddenly, the entire flock took to the air in perfect synchronization, filling the air with a sound like wind sweeping through the meadow. They rose together, moving as one, shifting and twisting in rhythm. The falcon, realizing the birds had noticed its presence, made no attempt to pursue them. A large flock like this was not an easy target. When thousands of birds fly as one, they form a perfect defense, making it difficult for a predator to single out a target. The falcon, calculating its move, silently retreated, flying toward other fields in search of a more favorable opportunity. The redbirds continued their journey across the Maasai Mara sky, constantly shifting their formation. They circled, twisted, and contracted, forming a large, cohesive group, an intricate and effective defense strategy. When they felt safe, the birds gradually descended into another part of the grassland, hopping, chirping, and pecking at the tender seeds. Yet, they remained vigilant, with a few perched on acacia branches, keeping watch. Luna, the queen of the Maasai Mara grasslands, epitomizes beauty, strength, and wisdom in this harsh world. She is not just an individual, but a living legend. Today, however, Luna is not hunting, but seeking a safe place, hoping to bring new life into the world. As the early dawn light filtered through, Luna carefully walked through the tall grass, staying cautious and alert. She paused beside a small stream, drank from it, and sought the shade of nearby trees to rest. The water flowed gently between moss-covered rocks as Luna lowered her head to drink, her gaze still fixed on the distant bushes. A shadow flitted past, but it was not a predator, just a flock of small birds flying away from the water. After a brief rest, Luna continued on her way, now walking with purpose, as if she had found a destination. The midday sun filtered through the dense canopy, casting bright rays of light over the soft grass. A massive old tree stump with deep roots provided the perfect shelter. Luna, tired but determined, settled into a small hollow beneath the shade of the tree. Above her, the birds continued to sing, but she remained still, fully focused on the surrounding sounds. Luna's breathing grew faster, her body shifting with each contraction. Small beads of sweat glistened on her mottled fur, catching the sunlight. This was the most important moment in a predator's life, bringing new life into a dangerous world. Luna's rapid breathing mixed with the soft rustling of the wind. At long last, the faint cry of a newborn leopard cub broke the silence. Luna's red jade eyes gleamed with tenderness as she looked at her cub, her maternal instincts kicking in. Gently, she licked her baby's small body clean, helping him adjust to his new world. The cub, wet and weak, wobbled on his tiny legs, seeking warmth in his mother's embrace. Luna pulled him close, her protective love surrounding him. The soft sunlight bathed them both in a peaceful glow amidst the harsh wilderness of the Maasai Mara. Under the warmth of the sun, the newborn leopard cub, named Amisi, meaning moon in Swahili, began his journey through life, sheltered by his resilient mother, Luna. With soft fur and unsteady legs, he relied entirely on Luna's care. She continued to clean her baby, her eyes filled with affection, but also vigilance for any potential threats. The first days passed with Amisi always by Luna's side, but the dangers of the wild were never far. A group of hyenas approached their hiding spot. Luna's eyes hardened with cold resolve. She observed every move, then swiftly relocated her cub to a more secluded spot. Amisi, though still young, began to learn how to avoid danger under his mother's careful guidance. Basi, Luna's other cub, was not just her protector, but also her first student. She patiently taught him to take his first steps, to climb, and to navigate the harsh terrain. Besi stumbled at first, but soon began to grasp the basics of survival. Luna watched closely, offering gentle encouragement as Besi tried again and again. In the midday sun, Luna continued to guide her cubs, teaching them vital skills like climbing and hunting. She patiently showed them how to move through the world, each lesson critical for their future survival. Besi, gaining confidence, managed to climb a low branch, his small claws gripping the rough bark. Luna observed with pride as her cub explored his new playground, hopping between the branches. As the evening light bathed the Maasai Mara in a golden hue, the deer grazed peacefully, unaware of the danger that was approaching. Luna, still recovering from childbirth, now found strength in unity. She teamed up with 2 other female leopards, forming a rare alliance. Together, they stalked a herd of gazelles. Luna took her position, remaining hidden from view. She waited for the right moment, her movements slow and deliberate. In the golden twilight, the 3 female leopards shared the spoils of their hunt. Luna, with a tender heart, fed her cubs first. Amisi, now curious, took his first bite, his eyes glowing with excitement. Besi, savoring his meal, was encouraged by his mother's watchful presence. The other leopards ate quietly, ever alert for any danger. Besi, full and content, began playing with a dry leaf, occasionally looking toward Luna. She responded with tenderness, cleaning his fur and strengthening their bond. The soft wind rustled through the grass, and for a moment, peace reigned over the leopard family. As the sun set and the shadows grew longer, Luna knew her time with her cubs was drawing to an end. Amisi, now older and more confident, was ready to venture on his own. One quiet morning, Luna led Amisi to new land, where the grass stretched endlessly. They shared one final meal before Luna, with pride in her heart, watched as her son slowly disappeared into the horizon. No words were exchanged, just a mother's gaze filled with love and pride. As time passed, Luna continued her life in the wild, no longer needing to care for her sheeps. One afternoon, under the golden sunlight, Luna met a male leopard. His shiny coat and muscular frame caught her attention, but Luna was in no hurry. She watched him from a distance, gauging his intentions. After several hours, Luna finally stopped under a tree. Her body relented but alert. The male leopard sat nearby, and a quiet connection began to form between them. In the days that followed, Luna and the male leopard met often. They hunted together, sharing peaceful moments under the shade of trees. Then, one night, as the moonlight bathed the Maasai Mara, they mated, marking the beginning of a new generation. Luna lay still under the tree, eyes closed in silent contentment. She was not just the queen of the grasslands, but part of the endless cycle of life, where new beginnings and natural journeys continue without end.